Hello, and welcome to another edition of Generation Labs training. Anyway, today we're going to be learning how to build a WordPress site from scratch. Here's the actual website we're going to be building. It's called linkbuildingland.com, just a domain name that I have no idea what I'm going to do with except teach you how to build a website. So, I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with Cpanel, but we're going to kind of just do a quick walkthrough on this and then build a WordPress site and kind of walk through that. Cpanel is a great tool to pretty much manage your website, FTP accounts, doing things such as adding more domain names, your databases, and then you have WordPress here at the end. So when you click on WordPress, it gives you the ability to install it, and we're going to install it on linkbuildingland.com. And it says in directory, we're going to do it on the base directory, and we're going to call the site name linkbuildingland, and the site description is going to be build your social profiles, because the site's going to be a website to actually build your social media links. So right now I'm going to go ahead and put in admin as the username and password as the password. Good luck trying to log into the website, because I'll change it after I'm done recording this video. So let me go ahead and put in my email address, and I'm going to head down here and press install. It's going to go ahead and install the website for me. We've got to wait for that, and it's going to come up with our link building land. So this is link building land. When it says index of, it's because the directory is actually empty, but when we press refresh, we get this brand new WordPress install using their latest and greatest responsive theme that WordPress came out with. So anyway, with linkbuildingland.com, the way to get to the back end of WordPress, you actually go / in the URL wp-admin. So WordPress admin. You can't get any easier than that. So our password is admin, our username's admin, our password is password, and we will log into the back end. This is the back end of WordPress. It is probably, I don't know, the most easy to use back end out of any CMS platform I've ever used. CMS meaning content management system. Is what this is made for. So first thing I always love to do is actually come in here and create a new page. And I love to create my new page called home. So we have our home page made, publish, and then I like to create one more other page, and it's called blog. And we'll use these as our blog page and our home page. And so now the next thing after I get a new WordPress install is I'll actually go into settings, go down to permalinks, and I always start from the bottom up, and I'll actually do post type. So it'll be like, for example, right now if I go to all pages, this sample page, we're going to go ahead and view the sample page, and you can see here in the URL that it's page ID equals 2. And I hate when you have these get URLs where it's like page ID equals 2. Yeah, the sample page is the ID 2, but it's one of those things where I want it to say / sample page instead of /2. So what we do is we go into the post into the permalinks, and we change it from default, which is this p equals 1 2 3 thing, and actually change it to post name, and then save changes, go back to that sample page. Let's go ahead and do a refresh, and now we have / sample page. Get a nice clean URL in there. That actually helps boost your SEO rankings, and then that actually helps with everything else that you're kind of doing. Next thing we go into is media. Media you don't really need to worry about. It does say organize my uploads into months, years, that kind of thing. Honestly, it depends on what you're doing, but I hate using that. I like to have all my uploads, all my pictures in one folder, because it makes it easy to go into one folder and just go manage all my files. If you have it organized by uploads by month and year, what's going to happen is that it's going to like just create tons of folders within your WordPress installing. I just think that it's almost not even worth messing with. So I always uncheck that. Next one's discussion. This one's pretty important because this pretty much makes it so like people can comment on your blog. One thing I like to do with WordPress sites starting out is I will actually disable comments. The way I do that is users must be registered and logged in to comment. So I make sure that box right there is checked. Next thing I do is this email me whenever thing, this section. I'll uncheck both of those because if you leave them checked, if anyone posts a comment or if a comment's held for moderation, your email box gets full of spam. It bugs the crap out of you. I know it bugs the crap out of me. And so it's just not even worth having those checked. At that point, really everything else here you can kind of just leave. I mean, it's really just kind of, what rating you have for your blog, where suitable for all ages. Hopefully this video is too. Anyway, so on reading is where we actually set up our front page. So we do a static page. So we have the home page is our front page, and our blog page is our post. Now, what posts are blog posts. That's the best way I could describe it. I think they should have called it blog, but I have to kind of deal with what WordPress gives me. So anyway, so we save that page. Other than that, it's like these are just common settings. Blog pages show at the most 10 posts at a time. So like on your blog roll will actually show all of your blog posts, and doing 10 will show 10. And then if there's like 11, then we'll have buttons at the bottom that will say next page or show me more and all that kind of stuff. So I just leave it at 10 because that's kind of default, what people like to use. Then in writing, we don't have to actually do anything with, but this is actually a really good spot to just quickly show that they have this update servicing. And you can actually go find a whole bunch of different URLs that will actually ping out whatever new content that you actually post. It's really good for SEO if you do that. That'll be in a more advanced video later on, but be sure to come back when we start talking about WordPress SEO. Anyway, in general, so general is where your site title is, your tagline, your URL, how it looks. If you have like a SSL or something, you could put S's on those, but we don't have SSL on this site. This right here, anyone can register. If this is checked, that means people can sign up for your site. Leave it unchecked. And then a new user default role, definitely subscriber, because you don't want to automatically make it so new users are administrators right off the bat. Which right now I'm an administrator in the back end. The difference is subscribers can actually just go in and subscribe. Jonathan, can you shut that door?
This one?
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So subscribers can just subscribe to your content and see updates, future things like that. Contributors can actually create new blog posts as them being the author, but you have to have an editor actually approve it. And it's kind of like a newspaper type thing where it goes contributor, and then author can actually create their own posts and publish their own posts. They don't need an editor to do so and give them permission. And then editor is pretty much like the king author of the site. Like, for example, I would think of this as like a newspaper. As editor is like the top position besides administrator, of course, right? So anyway, it kind of goes down that way. But it depends on what you're trying to do with your blog. Because sometimes if you're actually trying to grow your blog and you have other people that you want to log in and only create content, but you approve it, you want to make them a contributor. But if you want them to create content, actually publish it, an author would be a perfect spot to actually put them. Date formats, things like that, and I always just kind of leave it as the default. Sometimes, depending on the type of blog, I'll change it. The next thing that we actually want to work on is actually getting a good looking theme. So like this is our website so far. So I'm going to click home. So we're on our home page. And it's just a theme. So I click themes, and we want to actually add a new theme. and we can actually kind of look through some of the good-looking themes that WordPress kind of has to offer. We're going to go ahead and just choose this theme right here. It looks good. We'll go ahead and activate that. And in fact, you know what? I think I'm going to activate one other theme as well. Let me go back. So I'm going to activate this responsive one, because a responsive theme is where it looks good on desktops, tablets, and phones all at once. So let's actually use this responsive theme. So let's go ahead and refresh the page and see what it looks like. So this is the new site, link building land, or site profile, home, blog, sample page. So we can kind of see here's the widget areas of the home page, and here's the main area of the home page. Most of that stuff is actually controlled within the appearance settings itself. So in widgets, for example, we have in here our main sidebar, and you can see home widget 1, 2, and 3. And then a top widget section, a footer widget section. So you have top and bottom. And then we have, looks like a couple sidebars that they actually let us use. And that depends on how we actually do the theme options. So let's go into theme options for a second and set that up. So in theme options, we have whether we want to disable the breadcrumb list. I usually like breadcrumbs because it tells you where you are on your website. Disable call to action button. No. Enable minified CSS, and it looks like, click to enable. We'll go ahead and say, yeah, we want to enable that. Minified will actually kind of shrink the size of all your files that you have kind of going on. And that will help. So we'll go ahead and do that. Logo upload. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and upload a logo. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. So we're going to go into our link building land folder, which is one back. Let's see, where are you? Okay, here it is. All right, so I have this logo made for link building land. So we're going to go ahead and upload that logo. And then it's going to ask us to crop it, and we're going to go ahead and say we want the whole thing, crop and publish. And so we have our nice little logo there. Go ahead and save changes. So if we visit the site and we do a refresh, it's actually going to put our logo right there at the top, which is going to serve as our logo spot. Most themes that you'll get will have some way to actually upload a logo. Making it much easier for us to actually kind of customize. So then the home page layout, this is kind of where it says, the front page is all that call to action stuff that we were seeing. So right here, this call to action button, what it says, hello world. So let's go ahead and kind of like rename those. So instead of the headline that they have, which is hello world, we're going to say welcome to actually, let's just say welcome, and then to link building land. And let's go ahead and save that real fast and see how that looks on there. Welcome to link building land. And then we add our body content on that home page. And that we will go ahead and say, we are a company that, and I love spell check, that specializes in building social profiles for your business. Obviously, it's kind of generic. We'll centerize that and bold that up a little bit so it's a little bit bigger on there. And then afterwards, we'll say a little bit more and say, we work hard at delivering the highest quality white hat solutions to building valuable links to your website. Perfect. All right. So here's your call to action URL. This is kind of a page that we haven't created yet. So we'll go to new page, and we'll pretty much just call this one sign up for now. Sign up, publish. Come back here. Well, actually, before we do that, let's go ahead and view the page. Copy the URL and put the URL inside of here. Now, that way the call to action. So we'll do sign up now as our call to action. And so we'll go ahead and save those options. Let's go see how that looks. So we'll go home. And it says, welcome, we're a company that specializes in building social profiles for your business. We work hard delivering highest quality content, valuable links to your website. Now this picture right here, we can customize. Right now we're gonna just let it hang tight. Then it has default layouts. So default layouts is static page, kind of like how your content and your sidebar is laid out. So the page, when it says static page, it's actually talking about your pages here on the sidebar. Your posts are your blog posts, and you can actually have the layouts on those differently. So you can have different sidebars and different call to actions and all that kind of stuff for your website. So on a static page, we're going to actually have content sidebar. So it'll show the content on one side and then the sidebar. And then same on the blog post. I always like it like that. And then the blog post index page is your blog role. And that I usually just do the same exact thing, and that makes it just really easy for us to do. Now this theme does have a couple other cool stuff. Social profiles, you can actually put the links in there and then it will show up automatically on your website. It has a whole bunch there to choose from. CSS styles, you can actually start putting in your own classes, things like that if you know how to do CSS. And you can build that right into the theme, or you can build it custom by actually editing your theme, which we'll talk about in a later video. So anyway, with all that, we can now go back to the website. Let me go ahead and click the button, make sure, okay, so these home widget sections we're going to edit later, but that's going to be kind of call to action, like, oh, this is the type of web stuff that we do, all that kind of stuff kind of going forward through this whole thing. Let me just double check here real fast and see how many graphics I actually have built for this. So we actually have a whole bunch that is ready to go on putting graphics on this website. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up to our media page and show you how to upload media real fast. First off, it will show our logo that we have here, and you can go into that. You can edit this image by clicking edit image, and it will go through and have the whole edit suite for you to work with. But we're going to click add new, select files, and we're going to go ahead and go back to all of those logos that we had in here. So we're going to grab all of these pictures and we're going to upload all of them. So it's working on uploading them all. And as soon as they're done, you'll start seeing them load and appear. And so we have the Twitter, like pretty much a lot of different type of links, different social platforms, stuff like that we have that we want to kind of have inside of our website for different stuff that we like to build links for. So after this point, we can actually come into pages, and first off, the sample page. I love getting rid of this thing. It's one of the first things that you need to do when you're setting up a website like this. Go in there, click add new, and actually do services, and being able to create something that kind of shows what the services are. We provide the following social media setup services. And then we're going to have a colon, do return, click add media. We're going to actually create a gallery. So we're going to go ahead and do that. A gallery, click on the media library, and then you can actually click on which ones you want to add to the gallery. So we're going to just click on the ones that I know for sure that we can actually build. Looking at some of these, so local, So Yellow Pages is a big one, Urban Spoon if you're a restaurant, and let's do Symbol Upon. So we'll create a new gallery based upon all those images, and then insert the gallery to the website, press Publish. And then on the website, when we do a refresh, we will now have services show up there. And on the services page, it will kind of show the gallery. And when you click on one of the gallery items, it will actually open up to a big link. Unless you go into your gallery, click Edit, and actually, instead of linking to the attachment page, you just say None. That's kind of what we like to do, is just do None, click Update Gallery, Update again, and then go backwards. That way, you're not creating, like, for example, that just got rid of the links on all these pages, because those links to pictures are usually just, in my opinion, crap links. You're building a page for no reason. You don't need to create that page. But you can see now that we're on a page, we do have the sidebar here, and we do have the breadcrumbs here at the very top, which I really like how the breadcrumbs show up. So on the sidebar, the media, the categories, the archive, recent comments, recent posts, all of that stuff is going to actually be controlled inside the widgets section. So I'm going to open up widgets, and I'm going to start I'm going to leave the search in there. Recent posts can stay. I'm going to get rid of all the other stuff because main sidebar, we're actually going to be putting something else over there in another video to where people can actually sign up. So the sign up page is blank for the moment, and what we're going to do is actually create a form that will kind of create some leads, because what good is a website unless you're actually getting some kind of value or something like that off of it. So what we're going to do is going into plugins, and this is kind of, they have two plugins that are automatically installed, Hello Dolly and Asmet, and I don't ever activate those, but I will add a new plugin, and it's my favorite contact form plugin called Contact Form 7. And let me go ahead and install that. So I am activating the plugin, and then on the sidebar here we have this contact, and we can actually say add new. It already has one, so we're going to add new in English, and it's going to have kind of this form kind of start out for us, and we're going to call this one our sign up form. Sign up form. I'm going to do capitalize. Goes save. So we're going to just save it once so that we have kind of this short code right here. Now the short code is what you can actually go to the page, click edit page, and you can put short codes. The way WordPress is set up, you can put short codes right into the actual body of a blog post or a page or anything like that, and you can press update, and it will go ahead and put that right on the page for you. So when we go to the page, you can now see we have the sign up form. So going back to editing this page, we're going to come in here and say right above that, fill out this form, and we will contact you to set up your social media. So we can kind of go like that. We'll go ahead and put colon in there. Let me go ahead. So what we need is we need your name, your email. The next thing we actually need is a phone number. I don't really care about a subject. And to do that, we come down here. So here's the telephone number. And we can actually take the telephone number, this code right here, and we put that in the field spot. It's short code for the phone number. And then we have this goes down here. So for your subject, we'll go ahead and get rid of that. This is what gets emailed to you. It already has my email in there. It's from that person's email. And the subject will be sign up form on link building land. And it will say exactly your message, all that kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and save this and test that out. Let's view the page. So we can see fill out this form, we'll contact you. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to try pressing send. So it says that those are the required fields. So I'm going to say My name is Brandon. I'm going to just do support@generationlabs.com, and I'm going to do just a fake phone number for now, and my message is going to be, hello, please contact me about this. Perfect, right? That's what you want everyone to say when they fill out a form, is that they're going to contact you. So hopefully, let me check my phone real fast and see if I got that email. And yep, I got it right here. So it shows exactly everything on that I just filled out on there. So perfect. So that is just a simple way you can see that this says your message has been sent successfully, and that's just kind of like a rough overview of how to do this back end. The other things that we really haven't gone over, and there's something we'll kind of go into more detail with, is doing blog posts with categories. Comments, that's more of like a place for you to edit your comments. Then you have appearance plugins, users, so you can actually add your additional users in here and then decide like what their username is, what their email, and if they're a subscriber, administrator, all that kind of stuff. And if you send the password to them in an email, which I always recommend people do, especially if it's a new user, so they can go in and change their password, but then you don't have to kind of give it to them over the phone. Anyway, that's a great rundown on just how this system works, and I'll go ahead and talk to you next time. Thanks for watching.